start a new topic, method overriding in Python. What is method overriding? Anyone? Method overriding is one of the important concepts to consider while using inheritance in Python. As we have studied three kinds of inheritance, single, multiple, and multi-level. And how it works, let's see. We'll understand through a program. This program is of single inheritance. Whenever we call the constructor function init, let me tell you, you can see this is a program. We have created a class shape, and in it we have defined a constructor method init. We have already studied there is init method to initialize or used for taking input of data members of a class. So we have defined it here, def init self, where it is having two data members, length and breadth, and they are written with self.length, self.breadth, and we are taking its input and converting it into float also. Then we have created another function display, which will display the value of length and breadth only. Now we have created a new class rectangle, which is inheriting shape class. You can see that means now length and breadth are also the member of this class. Fine. When we inherit something or we derive something from the base class, then its data members and member functions become members of new class also, which is called derive class also. So it is having its own constructor method def in itself, and it is having its data member self.area, and we have set its value to 0. And what is this? This is new thing, super.init. That means when we'll create object of this rectangle class, because this is a derived class, and when we'll create object of this class, then only init of derived class will be called automatically. But we want to call constructor method of base class also. That can be done by using super.init. Super means overriding the method. It will automatically call constructor of base class also. In the previous programs, we have used shape.init. In the previous programs, we have studied in the last lecture. But instead of writing the class name or remembering the class name, we can write super keyword over here. It will automatically go to the constructor of the previous class. Okay. Thereafter, we have defined a new function, compute area self. Self.area is equal to self.length into self.breadth, and we'll compute area by multiplying them, and we'll display it over here. So this rectangle class will have its data member self area and member function compute area, along with display member function of the previous class, length and breadth data members of the previous class. Now we are going to create object of this class. R1 is equal to rectangle. Then control will jump over here to the init method of this class. Then it will call super.init. That means constructor of the previous class, which is defined above. We can see here. The control will go here. Def init self. Then it will take input of length and breadth and will come back, and then we'll set self area is equal to 0. Then control will go back to the, at this point, R1.display. Here display function of base class will be called. Then it will display length and breadth over here. And in the end, it will display R1 dot compute area. So control will go over here. And as program already knows the value of length and breadth, suppose user has given input 10 for length and 20 for breadth, then the values will be multiplied and we'll get 200. So self dot area will be displayed as area of rectangle self area 200. So this is how this overriding will be performed and how we can use it in single inheritance. In this output, length is given as 12 and breadth as 34. Initially, length and breadth are displayed and their result is displayed as area of rectangle 408. Next is illustration of built-in function super for multi-level inheritance. Now, we'll use super in case of multi-level inheritance. In multi-level, there are classes in multiple levels. And in this program, we are going to use classes student and then marks. And the third one is result, I think. Result. Yeah, it is result. This is result class. You can see this is result class. So there are three levels: student, marks, and result. Student, class, and result. Student class is having its own constructor in it. Then having two data members, name and roll number, and we are taking its input. Then display function is having will display the value of name and roll number by writing self.name, self.roll number. Thereafter, there will be marks class, which is being inherited from student. That means name and roll number are also the part of this marks class. Definition of init. Here we have declared init function of marks and we are taking input of 3 marks, means marks of 3 subjects, M1, M2 and M3. Fine. And then we'll display their marks. You can see over here. Display marks function, which will display the values of their marks. Then class result marks, def in itself, super dot init, self dot total marks, where we will add all the marks in the data member of this class. Result class is having data member, total marks and percentage. Self dot percentage, where we'll compute its percentage by applying the formula. And then we'll display the complete result. Display result, self dot total marks. You can see here super dot init is used. This will call the constructor of its previous class, and here again super dot init is used, which will call the constructor of its previous class. You can see from here. That means it will call constructor of student class, and which is given over here. This will call constructor of marks class. Here it will call constructor of marks class. Now we are going to create an object R1 is equal to result. Then init of this result class will be called and control will go up. It will call constructor of its previous class, which is marks, and will take the input of subject of 3 marks. Marks of 3 subjects, M1, M2 and M3. And inside it, it will take input of its previous class constructor, super dot init. It will take input of name and roll number from here. So gradually all the inputs will be taken. First of all, student name, roll number, and then marks of 3 subjects will be inputted, and then in the end, own init function will work and it will compute total marks by using this formula and percentage also. After that, R1 dot display is called. That means here display of student class is called, and here name and roll number will be displayed. Then R1 dot display marks, it will display marks of 3 subjects, M1, M2 and M3. And in the end, R1 dot display result, this will print total marks and percentage. You can see this in output as well. See, first of all, input is taken, enter student name Robin, this is his roll number. Then marks of 3 subjects are input by the user. Then name Robin, roll number, this is displayed as output. Then we can see marks of 3 subjects will be displayed. After that, total marks. And then percentage is displayed. So this is kind of a mini project where you can create, where you can compute marks of student or compute his result also. So it's very simple to learn. Now similarly, overriding can be performed in multiple inheritance also. There is a little difference in multi-level and multiple inheritance. In multiple inheritance, there are multiple base classes, B1, B2 and D. You can see from here, when we write super keyword, super init in D1, it will call init of either B1 or B2 because there are 2 base classes over here. Fine. So there is ambiguity. By default, it calls init method of first base class, which is inherited first. And for calling constructor of second class, we need to mention its names B2 init. Then it will call constructor of B2 because all these classes, we have mentioned only 2, but there can be more than 2 base classes in case of multiple inheritance. So if we are having more than 1 base classes, then super.init will call the constructor method of the first inherited class, and for rest of the classes we need to mention class name dot init, that is constructor name, in order to call their constructors. So this is explained in this example. Here we have created student class, the same way we have input name and roll number and display their values. After that, marks class, we have taken input of marks of 3 subjects and displayed them. And you can see over here, we have created marks class without inheriting student class over here. This is an individual class. But over here, this is multiple inheritance. Class result is created, which is inheriting both student and marks class. So student is inherited first, and at second number, marks is called. So when we write super.init, it will call constructor of super student class automatically. And for calling the constructor of marks class, we need to write marks.init self. Then it will call constructor of marks class. So this is the only difference of multiple and multi-level inheritance. The rest of the program is same. Here we are computing addition of all 3 marks and assigning it to total marks, and then percentage is computed. Then definition display result self. Here we are displaying the result of total marks and percentage. Now when objects are created, R1 is equal to result, then init of result class will be called. It will call constructor of student class, name and roll number will be input. After that, it will call constructor of marks class, where marks will be input, and thereafter it will compute these 2 values, total marks and percentage. Then R1.display is called. It will display name and roll number. R1.display will display marks, and at the end, total marks and percentage will be displayed. This can be seen from the output also. You can see from here. Student name is input as Rachel, and roll number 111. Enter marks. Here marks are input 54, 65, 73. So here is the output. Complete output of this program. Fine. Now the next is special functions in Python. There are two special functions which are very simple to use. Is subclass child parent. Their result are either in true or false. That means is child returns a Boolean result either true or false. True if child is indeed a subclass of the superclass parent. That means whether it is derived from this parent class, we need to mention the class's name here, and it will return you the result either in true or false. This is used to check whether this is subclass or superclass. Similarly, is instance, object and class. This is used to check whether this object is part of or instance of this class or not. So it will give the result either in true or false. And if the results are in true or false, this is called Boolean result. So let's see through a program also. See, we have created these classes: class student, class marks student. Marks is inheriting student class. Then class result, it is inheriting marks class. We didn't define any member functions or member here. We have just declared the classes and performed inheritance. Then we have created an object R1 is equal to result. Then R2 is equal to student. Now we are going to check, is subclass result marks? This is child class, this is parent class. So answer should be true because result is child of marks class. So its answer should be true. Next is subclass student marks? It is referring child class and this is parent class. No, student is the parent and marks is the child. So it will return the result false. Next is instance R1 result? It is true because R1 is the object of result class. It will return true. And is instance R2 result? False because R2 is instance or object of student class. So it will return false. So let's see the output. It should be true, false, true, false. Let's move further and see the output. True, false, true, false. So you can see this is the output. True, false, true, false. So this is how we can check whether a child is a subclass of a parent class or not. Similarly, we can also check whether an object belongs to that class or not. So this is all about inheritance in Python. We have already studied classes and objects, and today we have studied method overriding and these two methods as well.